So before you watch this video on umbrella liability coverage, you first need to watch the commercial general liability video as well as the auto liability video, because umbrella liability is just a higher limit of insurance for those two policies. So in the event that you hit a school bus, your auto liability policy is going to respond first up to that coverage amount of $1 million, let's say you have on your commercial auto policy. But what happens in an event where you hit the school bus and you actually have a claim that's $1.5 million? Well, that umbrella policy will sit over it, just like you hold an umbrella over your head. A commercial umbrella policy sits over the top of the auto liability as well. So in that example of the school bus, you have $1 million on the auto, and let's say you have $1 million commercial umbrella policy. Those two combined for $2 million, giving you $2 million per occurrence over that specific claim. Now, most umbrella policies have an aggregate limit as well, and it usually matches the occurrence limit. So if it's a $1 million occurrence and a $1 million aggregate, that means you can only have one umbrella loss at $1 million for the policy term. Otherwise, it's capped out. A business that's worth a lot more money or has a lot more revenue dollars is going to have a higher umbrella limit of liability coverage. Could be $5 million, could be 10, could be $20 million, depending on what is the exposure that they have that's likely to even be feasibly possible of an insurance claim. Now, auto is one part, so is general liability coverage. So if you have somebody slip and fall in your business, and the example in the umbrella or the liability video was they slip and fell and hit their head when the floor was wet, they have a $1.5 million slip and fall claim where they hit their head and they can't work for the rest of their life. Well, your general liability policy only covers up to $1 million. You need the umbrella policy to cover the additional part over that, so that the claim could be paid in full. That said, there is a third part to umbrella liability where it sits over the workers' compensation, because work comp policies cap out typically at $500,000. And you need that umbrella coverage to sit over the employer's liability portion as well. We'll cover employer's liability in another video, but now you know umbrella coverage is important so that you don't ever exceed the policy limits on an underlying policy.